Okay, so there's no easy way to explain this with words. And the only thing I can say, and I said it like several times already, is that one of the goals of ES6 is to reduce the amount of code we use there and to make it more readable and compact. So, okay, let's say we have a function and that function makes a request to an external API. And by the way, we are gonna be talking about object literals. That's the word for this. So I'm gonna have a variable that is gonna host a request. So it's gonna be const request, and this request is gonna take two arguments. Whenever we make a request, we pass the URL, of course, and we pass the data. So I'm gonna say URL and data. We're gonna make a post request just for fun. It's gonna be equal to an arrow function. Since we now know the arrow function, we are gonna use it. And then open and close. So now we get it, but what we are gonna do is just an AJAX request. Okay, so now what we need to pass when we do request, we need to pass an object with a method that URL and the data, just dummy test. So we're gonna pass the method, and the method is gonna be post, okay, and then but we're gonna pass the URL, so I'm gonna say URL, and since it's an object and it's gonna be URL, the key value pair, I'm gonna say comma, and I'm gonna say data. And of course we pass the data we have as an argument. I'm gonna call this function. Okay, so first we need to pass the URL. So there's gonna be HTTP, HTTP, then colon / and / and request.com, whatever. And then what we need to do, we need to pass the data. Since the data is gonna be just maybe a JSON data, we are gonna say a call, and we are gonna say forward. This object is gonna be inside here, just like a normal request. Okay, I'm not gonna reload the page because of course nothing is gonna happen. This is just a dummy test. Okay, so we are passing both arguments. So now the thing is that we whenever make a request, in this case, if you notice, we are using the same keyword like 3 times. We are using data, 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 and then URL, URL, URL. So again, you are just repeating words just like the function. So whenever we have a key value pair inside an object, what we can do, we can get rid of the repeated keyword, and can do this inside data just like that. And JavaScript ES6 it's gonna know that whenever you have an object, if you put a single key, whenever you execute, it is gonna translate everything to this, URL equals to a variable URL, and it's gonna work. I'm not gonna run it, of course, because it's not gonna work, but this is gonna work. This is the way ES6 works. So we are gonna use it this way. Whenever you have a key value pair with the same exact name, it has to be the same exact name is gonna work. You just can simplify and put one. That's good. That's the main thing about object literals. Okay, so let's take a look at the different example. More complete example. So what I want to do, I want to create a variable that is gonna host an object, can run a function. It is gonna return an object, and whenever we call it, of course, get the data inside the object. Something real simple. So first, I'm gonna write it in ES5, so we can relate to. So it's gonna be create and then character. So this one is gonna be equal to a function, and this function, it will take some argument. We can pass the name and the powers. So this function, whatever we call, it is gonna return an object just like that. Now what we will do, we will pass the name, and we will take the arguments that we have and then begin to pass the powers. So we are gonna say powers, and powers begin to pass the argument. Okay, that's good. So we have a method said it's gonna get friends, and friends is gonna be equal to a function, and that whenever we call this method, it's gonna just return the functions, and it's gonna return or whatever, just text Louis Lane. I'm gonna create a variable that is gonna be a character obj for object. I'm gonna call this function, and I'm gonna pass some arguments. I don't know, Superman, because it is Louis Lane, and his main power, his fly. So okay, we're gonna do console log, and then we can call this variable just to check that everything is in place. They are gonna reload the page, look at the object. His name is Superman. He has powers, and of course we get the function. Cool. That works. Now, how can we just refactor this to ES6? First, we're gonna get rid of the function keyword, and we are gonna make it arrow function. There's nothing wrong in using the function keyword. If you want to use it, just use it. Okay. The second thing, again, we have a key value pair with the same name, and then delete this and it's gonna be good. We have powers. I'm gonna do powers. That's gonna work. Okay. So now whenever we have a function, it's pretty much the same idea. You have got good friends and you are using the keyword functions, and there is no need to use this. JavaScript ES6 already knows that you want to use the function, so you can delete delete the keyword function and delete this count. And if you call the function, the method just like this is gonna pass, is gonna work. Let me just do another one. I'm gonna say get enemies, and it's gonna be equal to method, and this will return. I don't know who's the evil guy with Superman. I don't remember right now. So I'm gonna put Skeletor. So in theory, if I just reload the application, we should be getting this, and reload we get the same result. We got the both methods name, powers, and you have everything. So okay, what happens if I just try to call to the get friends? Okay, I'm gonna do a console log and then that and call the get friends just to check that everything is working fine. Then reload the page, get reslane, so it's still working. And this is a lot of time saving thing. You can just use one keyword, or have name powers, and there's no need to write a function keyword. This really simple. And if you keep adding things about ES6, the function, the object controls if you were using template strings. You could just simplify everything. Everything is gonna be really slim, right? That's good. Thanks for watching this video.